Morning light spills into the corridors of Ravenhall School. The familiar sounds of lockers slamming and distant laughter echo through the halls, a thin veil over growing unease. Among the bustling students, one seat remains empty. Rowan Ashbourne is still not here. Lucian notices immediately. He doesn't say anything, but a sharp, calculating flicker passes behind his usually calm expression. Across the room, Elara notices too, and a knot of worry tightens in her stomach. By the courtyard steps, Elara walks beside a new, captivating presence, Zima Ashbourne. She's beautiful, with a pale complexion that seems untouched by sunlight and long, dark hair that flows effortlessly down her back. Her elegance feels natural, almost timeless. Zima doesn't try to stand out, yet every eye in the courtyard seems to find her anyway. She and Elara have grown close quickly, almost too quickly to be a coincidence. From a distance, Lucian watches them. It's not jealousy that fuels his gaze, but a primal instinct, a sense that something is deeply wrong. Later, during lunch hour, Elara and Zima find a quiet spot beneath an old oak tree. The sun dapples through the leaves, but it does little to warm Elara's growing chill. She finally voices the thought that's been consuming her. Rowan hasn't been to school since that night, she says, her voice barely a whisper. I keep thinking something's wrong. Zima pauses, just a fraction of a second too long. He needed time away, she replies, her tone calm and controlled. Sometimes people disappear to protect others, but as she speaks, her fingers tighten around her cup, a small crack in her perfect composure. Lucian, sitting nearby, overhears their conversation. His body goes rigid. Every word Zima speaks only confirms his suspicions. As dusk settles over Ravenhall, Elara and Zima stand before the imposing Ashbourne estate. The house isn't terrifying in a conventional way. It's ancient and it feels aware. Tall stone walls and heavy iron gates guard its secrets, and its windows seem to watch them like countless unblinking eyes. Inside, Rowan's parents greet Elara with a warmth that feels rehearsed, almost suffocating. Rowan isn't home, Mrs. Ashbourne says, her smile not quite reaching her eyes. Mr. Ashbourne adds after a deliberate pause, We sent him away for now. Tea is poured, and polite, meaningless conversation flows like a thick, slow-moving river. Nothing feels overtly wrong, and that's precisely what makes the entire situation so deeply unsettling. Every pleasantry, every sip of tea feels like a carefully constructed lie. As Elara steps back outside into the cool evening air, an instinct makes her look up. There, on the second floor, a window is half lit, and standing in the dim light is Rowan. He's pale, still as a statue, his eyes fixed on her. For a heart-stopping moment, their gazes lock across the lawn. Then, in the blink of an eye, he's gone. Elara's breath catches in her throat. She turns to Zima, her voice trembling. Zima, I just saw Rowan upstairs. Zima doesn't even glance back at the house. Her expression is unreadable, her voice firm. No, you didn't. They walk away from the imposing estate, but Elara can't resist one last look. The window is dark and empty, as if he was never there at all. Was she imagining it? Or was she just shown a truth she wasn't supposed to see? Back inside the quiet house, the mask of pleasantries drops. Mr. and Mrs. Ashbourne stand in a heavy silence. She's closer to Zima than I expected, Mrs. Ashbourne finally says. Yes, her husband agrees. After a long pause, he continues. When Elara was here, I felt something. His wife looks at him, her eyes knowing. So did I, Mr. Ashbourne exhales slowly, the sound heavy with unspoken history. Not danger, he clarifies. Recognition. They exchange a look, a silent conversation passing between them, weighted with the secrets of generations. Far from the deceptive calm of Ravenhall, in a hidden chamber with stone walls covered in ancient symbols and maps older than the town itself, the secret council gathers. The air is thick with tension. Among them are two local police officers, their faces etched with unease. Too many signs are surfacing at once, a council member declares, his voice grim. One of the officers shifts nervously. What if this isn't random? He asks. The room falls silent. Then the second officer speaks, his voice quiet but carrying a terrifying weight. What if it's him? Eyes narrow around the table. Who? A councilwoman demands. The officer hesitates as if the name itself is a curse. Then he says it. Elijah. The room freezes. A wave of disbelief and fear washes over the council. No. Another member objects immediately. That name shouldn't even be spoken. The councilwoman's face is pale. If Elijah were here, the balance would already be broken. As she speaks, a candle on the table flickers violently, its flame dancing as if in a gale. The first officer leans forward, his voice a horrified whisper. Unless he doesn't want to be seen yet. A chilling silence descends upon the chamber, a darkness more profound than the shadows in the corners of the room. A new player has entered the game, and the fate of Ravenhall hangs in the balance. Thanks for watching. If you're as hooked as we are, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss what happens next. See you in the next episode.